I really wish I was smoking a pipe, so I could, add a bit of intellectual credibility. Of which I have none. So, free speech and hate speech have been getting a lot of publicity these days. And honestly, I feel like that's a good thing. I think the more the public understands free speech and its history and why it's important, the better off we are as a country. There are much smarter people than me explaining the nuances and application of free speech. Jordan Peterson. But I've been thinking of one aspect of free speech. Thought. When you're having a meaningful conversation with someone, you're doing way more than just exchanging information. You're building information. You're building ideas. You're essentially thinking together, and you're using speech to facilitate the exchange of information and ideas. Free speech is the highway between two mental cities, and that highway is abuzz with information during a really, really good discussion. So, why is this really, really important? There's a truism of sorts in the farming community that goes something like this. One horse can pull, say, 500 kilos, but two horses can pull 1,300 kilos. Two people talking, thinking together can cover far more, build up far more ideas than one person ever could alone. And if you think about it, that's because people are different. Different upbringings, different personalities. Talking with different people can help you see things in ways you never would have alone. But if there are things people can't say, there are things you won't know. And if there are things you won't know, there are things you'll never think, consider, or understand. And I think that limits the growth of a person. But the question comes, what about bad ideas? Hate speech. Everyone knows the saying, those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. But I think you can go one step further. Those who forget the ideas that led up to the worst tragic genocidal events in history are destined to repeat them. Bad ideas aren't new, and I don't think you can stifle them. But what you can do is parade them out in honest dialogue and illustrate clearly why they're bad, and that is free speech. And that's why free speech is not only vital, but it's a responsibility. But I think there are people who don't want that responsibility and would rather allocate it to some form of government. And I think that comes down to the fundamental issue of free speech. Do you want someone else controlling what you think? Because I don't. But hey, maybe you disagree. There's a comment section down below. Start a conversation. Let me know what you think. And if you're feeling like a wonderful person, slap that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it.